Yo, what's good, YouTubes? This is your boy in NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP. That is the Everyday City Carry podcast. Forgot to take a breath there. Today we have a really cool guest on. This is Kyle from DTOM Knife and Gear. Very chill, very laid back dude. We had a great conversation. This is my first time really interacting with him. And you should follow his channel. Did he make a racially flavored Asian joke about me having a small peepee and that I needed Victorinox tweezers to use it to piss? Yeah, he did. But I gave him a pass on that because we both kind of laughed about it. We were drinking and it was all good. It was all good. Don't, try to cancel the guy. He's my buddy. We joke around like that sometimes, Plus my shit is average. I don't have to worry about that. But here's Kyle from DTOM Knife and Gear. What's going on? This is the EDCCP, and I have got DTOM as a guest tonight. It was a long train ride coming home, man. Thank you for being so patient. And cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers to you, my friend.
What are you drinking tonight?
Good old Tennessee Sour Mash, Jack Daniels.
Nice, nice. I've got, it's crazy because I did an unboxing video, which I just released actually on YouTube like maybe a couple of minutes ago. I ran out of alcohol. Like I knew I was running out, right? And I'm about to play this new game on the PlayStation, Ghosts of Tsushima. My friend gave me a code so that I could play it. It just came out yesterday, so I get it for free, right? So I'm excited. I'm hyped. I was gonna record a whole thing, and I knew I was running out of alcohol. So I went to the liquor store, and there was a line, dude, after work, like a line. And I work in Brooklyn. Like it's a little sketchy. And there was some questionable folks like on this line, like not wearing masks, like just being crazy, being wild, and I was like, I'm just going to go home because I remember my girl told me that, hey, you got a package from USPS, and she was shaking it. And she's like, I think there's alcohol in here. And, that's exactly what was in there. 2 knives and a bottle of Knob Creek. It's bourbon, right? I think it's bourbon.
I think so.
Yeah, but thank you, man. I've always wanted to ask, what does DTOM mean?
I actually did a small video kind of explaining what it is. It's just initials for "Don't Tread on Me."
Oh, cool. Okay, yes, I like it.
Gadsden flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, because if you notice, most of my backdrop is an American flag. I've got it in front of me, and the Gadsden flag, half the American flag. I'm just big on liberty. And
yeah. That's awesome, man. The reason why I started checking out your stuff, I think I followed you before, but someone in my comment section was like, hey, you should have this guy on. And he's a smaller channel, but, I really like the vibe, right? And that's like really important to me when I ask people on if they're going to vibe well with me, if we're going to have a good back and forth, right? And then as soon as I watched like the first video, I was like, yo, this guy's cool. Like I could tell you're passionate about the hobby. And you have a nice like range of knives that you show. You have a good taste, you know what I mean? You kind of review imports, you review American braid. You have the Holy Trinity, right? I just watched that video today. That's Strider.
Just today I got the Strider SMF, which can be the Holy Trinity for me. So I'm kind of looking forward to, I did unboxings on all of these, and so I haven't done full reviews. So I'm going to do full reviews on all 3 knives and then kind of put them all together. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, how do you go about making a video? I know that you do unboxings and things like that. I love doing that. It's kind of become the bread and butter of this channel now, is that people send stuff in, or the Apex Pass Around group will send me some stuff. I have not bought a knife since like the Artisan Cutlery Small Archeo by Dylan Mallory. That's the last knife that I bought. Oh no, you know what? I think, but around the same time I bought the Mikkel Williamson has a new production line by it's called Williamson Copenhagen, and they had this Red E folder, which was an Axis lock D2, and it's like sounds so amazing when you open it. I bought it for like $68. I think that was the last thing that I bought. Yeah. But so how do you go about like creating a video?
Well, I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy who likes knives, and I've been playing with knives and stuff my entire life. I've really only been starting to collect again for about 3 months or so. So when I started to try to make a video, I'm really not as organized as I probably should be, but I just really get in there and do the unboxings. I just kind of give my first impressions, and then on a review after I carry it for a week or so, I basically just tell the story of the knife and how my experiences are, the Ogos for me. I don't really have a kind of like some guys do a checklist of what to talk
Mhm.
about. Probably should, maybe, I don't know. But
Hey
it
man,
just
you
works
might
for
not
me.
need it. One thing that I really liked about your videos is that it's very natural. There's nothing forced in it, and the flow is very good. So whether it's scripted or not, it's already seems very polished. Like you've been doing it a while. How long have you had your channel up?
It's been really about 3 months, about as long as Jake from Bearded Gear.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so me and him started about the same time.
Hmm.
And of course, you just did a interview with him not too
Yeah.
long ago.
Yeah. He's a cool
And
dude, and he
he,
works hard on those videos, bro. He be
yes, he
posting.
does. He is,
Holy
man, he
crap.
is killing it. He is
Yeah.
absolutely killing it. But if it wasn't for him and Scott over at Big Boar Knife and Gear,
I gotta
I
have
would,
him on. People keep telling me about it. I know him. I'm in some chats with him, and he seems like a
dude,
very cool guy. I
he
gotta
is
have
the
him on.
best. He is
Yeah.
the absolute best in the community, in my opinion, as far as just being a great dude. He sent me a huge package of knives. We're talking, anywhere from budget knives all the way up to like $1,200 knives just for
Oh
me to
shit.
review. He know me from Adam, and so we've become really good friends. So he's definitely one to have on.
Wow, that's so cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to him. It was weird. Like this past week, I just had Mild Mannered EDC on, but I don't know. I'm like really hesitant to ask other channels to be on my show, right? Like, I mean, like, who am I, But then it's like really weird. Like, I asked Advanced Knife Bro and Pete from Cedric and Ada, and they were like, I'd love to, bro. I'm like,
Yeah, man.
man. I'm like, and I joined this Facebook group because of Jake, actually, from Bearded Gear, Millie PM2. I'm not really on Facebook that much anymore. And then when I said, hey, what's up, guys? My name is Ray. I run a channel called Everyday City Carry. And, thank you for having me, right? Just a simple introduction. And then all these people were like, dude, I love your show. I watch it. But, like, they're not commenters. And it, like,
Yeah.
really touched me, dude. I was like, holy crap, maybe, like, something is happening. Like, my numbers don't reflect it, though, the reach. That's what I don't understand yet,
I don't know. I think it's coming up. I really like what you're doing as far as taking the channels, even small channels like myself, to have something like this that you haven't really seen this on YouTube. This kind
Yeah,
of thing.
if with knife YouTube, no, right? With other, I always talk about this, and this is, I think, what really fascinates me the most, right? Is how people interact with each other in our community, right?
Right.
I came from a different background. Like I was a DJ for 10 years. I did music. I was producing my own music. I was big into that. Like I used to break dance. I used to be a glow sticker, like all this other weird stuff that is not a knife thing. I
Right.
really just got into the hobby when I started the channel, maybe like 4 years ago. But I was watching knife YouTube even before that, right? Like Nick Shabazz was only at like maybe 15, 16,000 when I started watching. Advanced Knife Bro was like maybe 10,000 subs. It was crazy. It's
Right.
different now. But yeah, man, I when I watched your channel, I was like, yo, this guy, I just want to give him a platform to like talk about what his process is, like what's his experience in the hobby. And I just like talking to people, and I knew that we would have a good vibe, man.
Oh yeah, man, and I really appreciate it. I mean, because like I said, I just wanted to. This gave me an excuse to buy knives and talk about knives. Because I mean, to be honest, I just love them, and I get to talk about knives with my buddies at work and whatnot. But this
Yeah.
gives me an excuse to get in front of the camera or get behind the camera and really just talk about the things that I love. And it's fun for me. Now, subscribers are great, kind of strokes my ego,
Mhm.
but I do it because it's fun.
Yeah, people get a good vibe from you, man. I've heard a lot of good things. Like, oh, they should have this guy on, and I was like, what's DTOM? That's what I was calling
That's what everybody says.
uh, yeah, thank you by the way for like doing this face reveal. I don't think anyone on YouTube has seen your face unless they know you on Facebook. I didn't know
Right.
you were gonna do a you know, kind of like a front-facing video. We were talking before we started recording, and you said that you wanted to mount your phone on an Osmo Mobile 3, right? Which is a
Right.
gimbal. And then, you know, that was a contradiction to what I know about you from us chatting on Instagram, because you were like, oh, I'm not really a tech guy.
I'm
But
not.
then I know some people in Knife YouTube that don't even know what a gimbal is. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the only reason I bought that gimbal was to do this, because I thought, you know, if I ever did want to go out and start testing stuff, you know, it has the face tracking and stuff. Really cool technology. I'm not great
Yes,
at
yes.
technology, but it's really cool.
I had the Osmo Mobile 2, I believe, which was the one before. And right now, see, here's the thing that I had a problem with the gimbals. What I was using the gimbals for was when I would do reviews, I would do a quick vlog around an area of like New York City, which
Right.
people in Knife YouTube just don't fucking live here, man. Like I'm really the only
Yeah.
one. So when I
Right.
show some place that I'm at like every day, they're like, oh, whoa, this is crazy. So I was using gimbals, but the problem I was having was like setting it up. Like even though I carried it in my bag, you have to like, you know, set it up. You have to put the phone in, you press the thing, and then it like auto adjusts itself. You might have to twist the little weights, right? I don't know if it has that for the 3.
It doesn't have it on this one. It's a little bit easier to set up. You just kind of
Oh,
have to move it back and forth, and it's
yeah.
pretty.
Oh man, yeah, I had the 2, and you had to like move the weights sometimes. There was like these little
Right.
screw things. So I ended up switching to the Osmo Pocket,
Oh yeah.
which is it's basically a gimbal with a camera built in, and I can just press it 3 times and then it'll turn around, and then it'll like face track me and all that stuff. So I'll just be walking around New York like this, and it's about the same price as a Mobile 2 at the time. And where did you buy yours from?
I think I didn't get buying it on Amazon.
Oh fuck, man! I wish. See, this is where I always tell people when it comes to like things like gimbals or something like this, get it from Best Buy, and there's a good reason, right? You should pay for the 4-year, 2 to 4 year warranty, and you could literally break it in front of them, and they will give you a new one for free.
Really, Best Buy's
Yeah,
got that.
and yes, and I believe what I paid was like maybe $75 extra. So what I would do is when the next model of this comes out, I'm just gonna say I want to trade this in, and they have me in the system. I don't even need any paperwork or anything. They just look for you for your phone number. I did the same thing with the Osmo Mobile 2. I traded it for this, and I only had to pay like $20 extra. So
Wow.
yeah, think about it next time you buy a piece of gear. Talk to your boy, Ray.
Heck yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, dude. So, what kind of knives have you been into? I know you had that Strider. Is that what you've been carrying?
I mean, I just got the Strider today.
Oh shit! That's
So
when you put up the video.
that's when I put up the video. Yeah. I
Oh
couldn't believe it.
man.
There's no way. I had to put it up right away.
Oh
So I've
man.
been carrying. I've got a lot of knives here in the last little bit. So just I've been buying a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I've done a lot of unboxings, and so it's kind of hard. I mean, I get this knife, but I need to carry it for at least a week before I can really get a good idea of what I think about it.
Mhm.
So I've really been carrying actually the Strider SMG from ProTech.
Ooh. Okay.
So this was the first Strider design that I got, but I got ProTech, and I did an unboxing. So I've been carrying this guy for a while, and this is what made me just kind of just go over the hump for Strider. I was like, yeah, I got to get a real one. So
Wow. Yeah, I've gotten to test out. I know you have the Mordax. I got to test that one from the Apex Pass Around group, and I was like really impressed. That was the first kind of like ProTech knife that I ever even tried, because autos are kind of like illegal here.
yeah.
I tested it anyway just to like have it in house, and man, it's nice, man. Like the fit and finish, the action, just everything about it I really liked.
I've been really impressed with ProTech. I ended up I've bought like 3 in the last couple of weeks,
Oh
and I've been really impressed. Two of them are autos, and then one of them was the Mordax, which is a button lock flipper that is just so well done. I absolutely love that thing. Jake has the Malibu, and I really wanted to check out the Malibu, but he did a video of the Malibu and the Mordax and 2 other manual button locks that ProTech does, and I saw them out for the Mordax, and I'm a bigger guy with bigger hands, and it's a bigger knife, so I was like, yep, that's the one I'm going to get.
Oh,
and
shit. Yeah, it's nice, man. I stopped picking up autos. That's why they haven't really been on my radar. I think the launch, what's the small launch from Kershaw? Is it the 4? The really tiny one? Do you remember? I think that's the last.
I think you're right.
Yeah, that's the last one that I bought. And JT did this give a knife, take a knife pass around thing.
Right.
The very first one, that was the knife that I put in. So you've been doing YouTube for about 3 months, right?
Right.
Yeah. What made you start a channel? Like, what was it? Did you just see somebody that you liked and you were into the hobby? You just wanted to talk about knives?
I've thought about it for such a long time, because really all I watch on YouTube is gear stuff, gear reviews, maybe a few little podcasts here and there. But I wanted to do it for a long time and just never started. And then some of the guys on YouTube says, hey, if you want to start a YouTube channel, just start. That's the hardest part. And I said, okay, you know what? I want to do it. And so I did. And, I get better every week. Because, when I first started doing it, I have no idea what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I think I'm getting better every week. And it's just so much fun. I didn't know how fun it was going to be, but I enjoy it so much. I'm not going to stop. But, of course, the guys in this community are so awesome. They really help the new guys like me. They give us encouragement. They've been sending me knives. These guys are just great. And I did not expect that from the community. I really didn't. It's awesome.
You know what it is, man? Like, just like me, like I saw that you were going to be a good voice in the community. You have a good vibe about you. And I think that's what people said to me. Like, he just has a good vibe about him. And that's what I saw, man. I'm going to start doing this more often, where I take channels that are smaller than me per se, and I'm just going to have them on. You know what I mean? I'm going to podcast harder. I want to get more of the YouTube channel, knife YouTube people like together on this podcast, like a lot more. That's going to be the main thing. And I'll probably still do the solo ones on Patreon, because I think some of the people like the crazy stories about New York City. But the main thing about this podcast is going to be getting channels like yours on, and people like Shabazz. Like, I don't even know how that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still like reeling it in, because like there is no bigger catch than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was just like, "Are you ready in 45 minutes?" I'm like, "Yes, Mr. Spaz, sir."
Yes, sir.
I was like, "Anything for you." Like, you know what I mean? Like, my girl just cooked dinner, and I'm like, "It has to wait, bro." And she's like, "What happened? I gotta do podcasts right now." Nick Shabazz, and even she knew, like, okay, I understand. Like, I'll just wrap it. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. I've got 5 kids.
Yeah.
And my oldest is 16, and whenever I started to do this, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing this." And then, she watches people that, obviously a totally different niche. The knife community as a whole is pretty small. It's growing, but
it's an outcast of outcasts, my friend.
Oh, right. We're pretty small. Of course, I tell her, I've got 500 subscribers. She's like, she watches somebody like, I don't know what.
Millions.
ASMR. Huh?
Oh, ASMR people. That's the sound. They go like this.
Right. And they've got like millions of subscribers. And I'm like, how the heck is that possible?
Dude, it's crazy that, that is the thing that fascinates me the most, is like how certain people just catch, right? Like, I remember I started a TikTok, and there was this girl, she's 21. She's from New York City. She's an EDCer. She's like, "Oh, I carry a Benchmade every day." And I was like, wow, this girl is so cool. She does magic on TikTok. And I remember when I first started, I found her page. She was at 4,000 followers. And now she's at like 170,000. She's got over 2 million views and just rising. I chat with her on Instagram every now and then. And she's so busy now that she's just trying to find a time to come on here, because that is what fascinates me, is like this world of technology that we are in, and the different niches that people are in, and how like one little thing could change the evolution of a community. Like, if all of a sudden, like, Snoop Dogg started EDCing, like, the knife community would be like booming. And like, who are they going to look at? The people that are doing the things that we do. You know what I mean? People are going to get into the hobby. I'm not saying that's what I want to happen, but that's how these things happen. You know what I mean? And it's just that's what interests me the most. Have you heard of this guy, the Fuller Fanatic?
The Fuller Fanatic? I don't think so.
Okay, so you should check him out. He has I don't know where he's from, but I've been chatting with him a little bit, and he's from a film background. So like the lighting and like everything is so good. And he reviews really cool knives like Liang Ma. He has like the whole line, like all the colors. It's insane. And you know, he's not your typical like you know, like what's the average knife reviewer? It's like a white male that's like reviewing knives, right? Like I am super minority with Eugene Kwan. You know Eugene Kwan, right? Dashboard Reviews. Like, and then this guy, he's a black guy, and I'm like, yo, I gotta have you on my podcast. But I think it's people are just shy to be on. How did you feel when I invited you on here? Were you kind of like hesitant about it? I remember you were worried about the technical aspects.
I was worried about the technical aspects, and yeah, I was nervous as all get out, to be honest with you, because I've done interviews before for certain different things, and I bombed bad. So I was definitely nervous. But you know, you're so laid back, and I've watched a bunch of your podcasts with the guests, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. So, you know, I was like, whenever Jake was on there, you know, me and Jake are pretty good friends, and I want him to see this and be like, Jake, I am actually the bearded gear. This is the beard, Jake. Okay, your beard is nothing compared to this.
You know what's so funny? When we were having connection problems, and then I told Jake to leave the room,
and he left
the room.
He left the room. That was hilarious. I literally laughed out loud, and I'm sure he was like, dang.
That was a great moment, man. That was, you know, it's things like that I feel that the people who watch us like want to see, like those kind of things, you know?
Oh yeah, we're human, you know?
Right, you know, and I think that sometimes we don't understand that. Let's say you get 50 views or 100 views on a video, 30 views, whatever. Just think about how many people that really is. Like 30 people is a lot of people, man. I can't fit them in this room, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's like I think we don't give ourselves credit in that way. You know, there's these people that dedicate their time to check out a lot of our stuff. And I've really been starting to see that, man. In the video that I was talking about that I did last night, I had like maybe this much vodka of whiskey in here, and then the guy who sent me the box he always sends me liquor. He always sends me whiskey. It's like awesome.
I want to be his friend.
Yeah, dude. He's so awesome. He sends me knives and liquor, and then he's like, oh, you know, maybe you could take a shot before you do an unboxing. So I drank the whole thing, and I was so like sauced the whole time. I was like trying to unbox stuff, and I got I think my tears like dried out a long time ago, but I feel like I got emotional in that video, and I started rambling. You know, the liquor I started saying stuff like, you know, you the viewers have changed my life, and I think that's actually what our viewers do to us, man. Like this is therapeutic, doing these YouTube reviews, talking about you know what I mean?
It really is. It really, really is. It is for me, anyways. You know, I work a full-time job. I'm still working.
You're still working right now?
I'm still working, and I have not stopped working because I work for a medical manufacturer. So I've never stopped working. So I have a full-time job, 5 kids and a wife, and so it's hard for me to be able to get all this done. But it's so rewarding for me. Even the videos that I don't get a lot of views on, it's so rewarding for me to do it because I get enjoyment out of it. But of course, you know, I might only get a few views for one video, and then the next week I'm like, "Ooh, it blew up!" You know, I don't know what I'm doing. So, and by the way, I'm always halfway full or halfway gone here. By the way, you got to catch up, man.
I'm trying to not get, because you know, I only weigh like 148 pounds. Like I don't drink.
Yeah, me too.
Much.
Me too. Yeah.
So like, I do drink every night pretty much, but you know, like I love it. Like as soon as I get home, I whip out the thing, and then my girl drinks wine. Do you drink wine? Every time I drink it, man, I have the worst hangover of all time. But I can drink whiskey or bourbon, and I'm good, man.
That's the way I am. I mean, I've drank wine, but it's not something that I do all the time. But I don't even drink beer, really. I mean, in Alabama, it's like hot as hell right now. Mm-hmm. So I can drink an ice cold beer and
in the heat.
Be so happy in the heat. But for the most part, I do drink bourbon, and I don't even drink it maybe once a week or something.
Mhm.
But this is a special occasion.
Oh man, thank you, thank you. Cheers, man. So, man, I was gonna get to a good point here, and I like kind of got lost with the alcohol. So, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies aside from the knife thing? Do you watch shows or something? Do you like outdoorsy stuff? Do you go hunting and all that shit? Like, what do you like doing?
Well, I'm not a big hunter. In Alabama, hunting is huge. And
Mhm.
I have so many friends who are not lazy like me and they can get up at the butt ass crack of dawn and go hunting. I can't do that. But I'm just big. I'm big into firearms. I like to go shooting.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would have a firearms channel, but I don't have that kind of money.
Oh, it's
So,
expensive, huh? But dude, you have so many knives. That's expensive too, right? Like, how do you
I
fund
know.
all that? Like, are you just slaying it in the medical field? Is that like what's going on?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I do a lot of, I sell stuff to buy some of the expensive things and just kind of keep moving knives through,
Mhm.
by selling. But it's becoming, I've tried to sell a few knives, but it's so hard to let go. I need to,
Yeah.
but it's hard.
I got to get better at turning stuff around. That is my problem.
Yeah.
I think I have more knives than I need. And I've been posting a lot more on Instagram. So like my worry is like, oh, I'm going to run out of stuff to take pictures of, like I rotate things. But where do you sell mostly? Do you do eBay? Do you just do like a knife sale video? Do you do Instagram, Facebook? Like, or do you use all of it?
Well, I've tried to do the knife sale video, and I sold one out of there.
Mhm.
So I won pretty quickly, and then I've done Instagram, and then I just now started. I think it was knifebroker.com where I posted a
Oh, shit.
couple
Okay.
just now. I mean, it just happened yesterday,
Yeah.
and then I sold one. So
What's the guidelines for that channel,
uh,
that website? Do you need to pay them a percentage or like what's going on?
no, I mean, no, it was all free. I just signed up, and then you put
Oh,
your email in
shit.
there. Somebody emails you personally, and that's how I sold it.
And then how does the payment processing go? It goes through PayPal?
PayPal.
Oh shit, I gotta get into that, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get into that. Yeah, I just have so many now, and I think that it would be good for the channel for me to turn around like some knives and get some new stuff in, because it's different when you buy something
Right.
as opposed to when you're checking it out. You know what I mean? It's just different. Like I get a lot of knives. Like look at this. Like I got this knife from the Apex Pass Around group. This is the Hogue X5.
Oh yeah.
I would never
Good old
buy
boy.
this. So I'm glad I got to check it out, right? But dude, if this was mine, I would feel a different sort of way about it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that. Do you get a lot of loaners on your channel, or do you kind of just like, are you just buying right now?
No, well, I have gotten loaners from both
Oh, from
Jake
mhm.
and from Scott.
Okay.
Uh, and then let's see, I've loaned out knives to Metal Complex. I know you've had him on
Oh,
your
dude,
show.
Metal Complex, such a cool dude.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
he is. And
cool
really,
dude.
when I first started, he was the guy I was watching the most.
Yeah,
Was him. He's awesome. I love that guy.
so nice. And like I love his work ethic, man. His
Oh yeah.
work ethic shows in the way he crafts his channel. He's just so polished. Like some people in the community, I think, get turned off with how his videos are right now. He's got that little commercial in the beginning. He has a Patreon. He like links you to his Amazon. But like I have a lot of experience in other niches in YouTube, and every professional YouTuber is doing that. Every
Right.
single one. And yeah, I applaud him, man. Like when I watch that stuff, I'm like, damn, yeah, I should learn how to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you
He's
know?
killing. I mean, for the
Yeah,
short time that he's been on YouTube, man, what is he at?
slaying
Like,
it. I think he's at
it's like,
20, right? He's got to be at 20 now.
yeah, he's over 20, I think now.
Yeah, he's really good at what he does, man. He's really good. He created Silent Complex channel. He's creating all these series left and right. That's where I started to get some ideas from him. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make an unboxing series, and I'm gonna make a series where if I have to send out a bunch of knives really quickly because I held on to them for too long, I'll make a series of that, and it's been working. Do you? I know that you edit with KindMaster, the app, and we
Yeah.
both edit on that. Actually, that is the
Oh,
app
do
that
you?
I edit on. Even all the cinematic stuff that I used to do when I was able to go out in New York City and film these vlogs, that was all done on KineMaster. And I really like the app a lot. Like, what made you decide to use that one?
I don't know. I actually tried a couple. It's just very easy to use.
It is, right?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I
Okay.
just had a commenter say, "Hey man, spend the money and pay for that." And I was
it's
like,
$4.99 a month.
right. And then, I just texted or commented. I was like, "You're right. I don't know why I haven't done that. It was just I'm doing it all on my phone." So I was like, "Okay, I'm going to do it." So I haven't done it yet, but I plan on it.
It's a very powerful app because you can have video layers. If you ever have any questions, by the way, you can ask me. I've been using that as my main editing app since the beginning of the channel. Like all the crazy stuff that you may see when I do like my main reviews, that's all on KineMaster.
Oh,
And
wow. Yeah. So I'm totally hitting you up for that.
everything is in there. And if you pay for it, you're allowed access to all the extra effects and things. And there's a lot of cool things that you can do with that I don't even do. Do you watch Backpack B?
Yes.
That guy is amazing, man.
Right.
He is so crazy. Like, when I watch his videos, here's the thing that's different, right, about me is like when I see people achieve the highest quality of video for our community, like I think some people get envious or jealous of their talent that I don't get that way. Like when I see that, I'm like, I am glad that these people are here.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I might be a little jealous because I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing, and I have no idea. But that kind of stuff is cool, huh?
You know what you're doing, all right? So let me tell you what you have and what people like that don't have, right? You have yourself, right? And I said this to Mild Mannered EDC. When I first started doing the podcast, I said, why would anyone want to listen to me for an hour? And I said, but then I said, there's almost 8 billion people in the world. There's got to be some, gamer, anime, comic book, knife nerd that's into the same stuff as me that wants to hear a voice like mine. And I was right. You know what I mean? And the same thing with you, dude. Like, you have just a certain vibe about you. I keep going back to that. And that's what makes watching your videos enjoyable. And whether you do the cinematic things or not, I still think you're going to do well,
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, and I'm always open to learn different things. The only thing I do with my videos is you got to go watch my schmuck video, my Spyderco Smock video. I cut myself bad on that video.
Oh shit, what happened? How'd you cut yourself?
I was opening up, I was like, this thing is so fidgety, and I was like, you can open it this way, you can open it this way, and then I went to thumb roll it, and it was like, just cut my thumb. And so I stopped it, and I was like, I wonder if I can cut in some kind of real cool movie clip or something. So I have done that in a couple of videos, and people seem to like it. I don't do it all the time.
Yes. You know what? Just let whatever you feel like putting in there, just do it, man. What I started doing is if I think something is funny, especially when I do a solo podcast, I'll just mention it because the people are there. They're tuning into you. So whatever you're into, they want to know. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it whenever I do it. It's just a lot of times I haven't. I need to do that more because I don't know. It makes it funny to me. It makes it more enjoyable. It more enjoyable. That's the whiskey's talking.
Yeah. So, are there any knives you're looking at right now that you're excited for?
Oh, and there's a bunch. Actually, well, I say that I've really been focused on, of course, the 3 that I just got: the Chris Reeves, the Rick Hinder, and the Mick Strider. But man, there's so much that I want to see, and I wish I could win the lottery and just buy everything.
I know. I look at some people and what they buy, and I'm like, you have Scrooge McDuck money. I always say that. You know what I mean? Are you Huey, Dewey, or Louie? Because like you look at Dr. Frunky, but I mean he's a doctor, so I guess he's like a surgeon, right? So I mean, he is Scrooge McDuck, basically.
Right. Well, I mean, we all start out somewhere, and I started out, obviously, before I started the YouTube channel, with relatively cheap knives. My first knife that got me into it was a Spyderco Tenacious.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So it's very, very cheap knife. I put copper scales on it because I just think it looks cool.
That's awesome.
The just basically where it's come from that to now, you know, with some mid-techs. I don't have my, I have a Medford. Jake hates that Medford, by the way.
Yeah.
He watches I like big stuff. I like really big, bulky knives. Jake's not like that.
I love overbuilt stuff. Do you like, I've been talking about this a lot. I really miss the old ZT.
Right.
Like when they would make this ridiculously beefy stuff that when you get it in your hand, you're like, holy shit, this is so cool. You know, like I miss the 0456 and all these other older models. Back when everyone was just like, I call it the Fast and the Furious era of ZT, when everyone was just like anodizing all these crazy colors. And that was like their thing. And I really miss that. That's actually the knife that, you know, basically kept me in. Like I got the 0456 by Sinkovich, zero tolerance, right? And I was in awe of the quality, the level of quality with the other knives that I got. I was picking up like, you know, cheaper Spydercos, Kershaws, you know what everybody starts out with, right? Which are cool too. But once I got that, I spent $275 for it. It was anodized by JD Cutlery, Jeff Perkins, and you know, it has a cool lanyard and everything that all of his you know, if you buy a knife from him, they all come with those that it matches the ano. And I was like, holy crap! Like I'm never gonna get out of this hobby, like ever.
Right. Oh my! It's addicting. It really is. Speaking of ano, I have to show this off.
Yep.
Scott at Big Bore Knife and Gear. I don't even know how well this is picking up. He did this custom ano.
Kaiser Sheepdog.
The Kaiser Sheepdog.
Ooh.
And he did this custom ano for me. Yeah. Absolutely. This is like my favorite knife now just because he did that.
Oh,
I love this
man.
So I had to shout him out.
Yeah, awesome. Wait, who is that from again?
That was from Scott, Big Bore Knife and Gear.
Big Bore Knife and Gear. I got to hit him up. I got to hit him up. What's his name on Instagram? Scott Bilger or something? Scott Williams?
Scott Big Bore, I think. I'll send it to you.
Yes. I think I have him on, but everyone has a lot of good things to say about him. I should have him on. Is there, let me ask you this, like when you make videos, do you like plan them out? I asked Metal Complex, like, how many videos do you have backed up on your YouTube right now? And he was like 39. I was like, what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I barely get one or two, if anything, you know?
That's the way I am.
Yeah, you usually just make them and upload them, right?
Right. Sometimes. I mean, most of the time it will be I'll make them and upload them, but then I have more time on the weekends, mainly on Sundays. Sometimes I'll make a few and then post them throughout the week. But,
do you schedule them or?
No.
I got it, dude. We have to, like, you know what? Like, I want to have. Maybe I should do that. Like, have a video tutorial on how for newcomers in the knife community, how to like upload your videos scheduled. I never used to do that, but it's been like really helpful to know that. Yeah, because let's say you like you said, you filmed a couple of videos, right? And then you finish them. And then if you just had them already ready to go, you would upload like one a day. And then it just releases whenever you want. That's how Metal Complex does it. So he'll record a bunch and then it's already uploaded. It's privated. And then you're allowed to select the schedule of when it's released. So I actually released a video on the train, even though I was stuck underground, right? And I'm going to talk about that right now, actually. Even though I was stuck underground, the video was already in the YouTube like atmosphere or whatever. And then it was scheduled to release at 8 p.m. my time. And then people were like commenting and stuff already. So, but like, yeah, so I'm going to go to that. We're going to talk about Corona for a second because it's affected everybody. And, just glance over it. Dude, my train ride back here was so insane. It was the craziest ride I've had in a while. There was probably 10 different people begging for money. And like just wild, like, there's like a big, like kind of, it's not bath salts. You remember like bath salts? It was like a big, some guy ate somebody's face in Florida, right? But like there's some kind of weird bath salty thing going around that's making people like fight invisible people, like that kind of shit. And there was a guy like that on like my train today, and I had to take 3 trains to get home. Normally I just take 2. I had to add an extra one. And dude, Corona has definitely gotten crazy. I'm not so scared of the disease anymore, really. Like, I just wear a mask and I'm like respectful of the people around me. But I can see that people that don't have work are really having a hard time in New York City. Like, New York City is
Oh, I have no doubt.
the crime rate has basically gone back to the way it was in the 90s. It's like fucking insane.
Right.
How is it over where you're at, man? Like, how has it affected your life? I know you work still every day because you work in the medical field. Do you guys take precautions out there? Like, what's it like working right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's things is business as usual, but definitely the governor of our state actually just started to do the mandate on the masks. And where I work, last week started saying that we started needing to wear masks. And I am all for, I usually try to stay away from political stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm all for masks and I'm all for people taking personal responsibility.
Yep.
I'm also for liberty though.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
when the government starts to make mandates and start putting people in jail for not wearing masks, I have a problem with that. I want everybody to take precautions, and I think the hand washing thing is actually more of a protectant than the mask are. But I just have a problem when the government starts saying, "Hey, we're going to put you in jail if you don't do this." I don't like that.
Here's the thing, right? Like, for me, I'm in New York City, and this is dominantly like a leftist like area, right? This is like left central, and I think things need to open up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the older people should stay home, but like the ramifications, the consequences of keeping the country like closed is going to be far worse. And I am seeing it before all of you guys are seeing it, because people are fucking starving out here. Like, I can see it. Like, there was like a white guy like begging for money. I don't know his story, but I'm sure he needed it. He didn't look like he was like a druggie or anything. And there was like a Mexican dude like next to me. He was going to work. He was shaking his head because he was just tired of people always asking for money. And like, he's probably worked hard his whole life, right? Like, why can't you get a job or whatever? And like, that is just how the atmosphere is right now in New York City. It's that thick and heavy. I see like 1 or 2 fights every day. Like, it's crazy out here. And yeah, man, it's wild. So in your state, it's not really that crazy.
It's really not. I mean, people are, I mean, really it's business as usual. We did have a small time where, non-essential businesses were closed. Of course, I wasn't one of them.
Yeah. Our place was open too, because I sell CBD. My family owns a CBD shop. So our shop sells supplements and things like that. So we were allowed to stay open. But go on with your story.
Well, I mean, in Alabama, it really had, Alabama has actually had a rise in cases. So that's why the governor decided to do that. But I still don't agree with it. But I really think that everybody needs to just take personal responsibility and be safe.
Yeah.
And I think that Alabama and most citizens are good enough to do that without having laws threatening people to put in jail.
Right.
That's my thing.
Yeah, it's crazy because like we think that like Slicey Dicey has corona now. Like, how insane is that?
I heard about that.
Dude, you know what's so funny? Like, did you read that thread that Zach put up on Instagram?
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh my God. So Zach puts up a thread, right? He tags like all of Slicey's buddies, me included. And he basically is asking everyone to like put jokes into, to make him laugh. He's a comedian, right?
Yeah, he's good.
And like, like at first I made like a silly joke about how I made him try like General Cho bat. And then like now he's like feeling the consequence. But then I got darker, because my humor is like pretty dark. So I had to run it by Zach first. I said, bro, is this too much? And then I wrote, this is taking your battle to the death videos too seriously. And he was like, no, put that in.
Oh yeah, he loves that kind of stuff. He's so awesome. And that's what,
yeah.
hey, we're guys. That's what, if we're not giving you a hard time, that means we don't like you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the thing that like, the final thing I'm going to say about the Corona stuff is like, I know more people, like immediate, like kind of close people to me that have gotten it. They're fine. So like more people are getting it, but like less people are dying from it, So it's weird, man. It's not popular for me to say like, yo, we got to open back up in New York City. Like you say that, and like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, you have to, man. Like the country's going to go to shit if you don't do it.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the great thing about the country, though, is everybody can have difference of opinion. We all can have a difference of opinion, and then it's just a matter of go out and vote to make your state.
Right. You know what? Let's pivot a little bit. So you've been working a lot, right? How often do you post a week, man? How do you find the time? Like, is there a schedule that you have? Do you like to do things in the morning? That's what I have to do. I have to wake up at 6, right? And then I wake up at 6 every day, and I have to be at work by 12. So the whole like early bird thing, like I am the bird. So I have to wake up at 6 because 1, I got to work out for an hour, and then 2, I got to get my whatever voiceover work or unboxing work. I do everything in the morning. Podcasts I will do at night because most people like yourself like to do podcasting after work. That's my schedule. Like, what's your schedule like? Are you just at random or?
It's mostly, there's no way I'm getting up that early to do videos. Like my wife, she works from home.
Yeah.
So she gets up, and of course we have a 3-year-old, and so she gets up, around 8 whenever he gets up. So there's no way I'm doing it in the morning. So I usually do it after I get home from work. Sometimes it's before supper, and sometimes it's after, and then I'll either post it that night or I'll post it the next day. And then I really don't have a good schedule. It's just basically I've been trying to do at least one a day. I know a lot of people like Jake and Metal Complex, they'll do multiple.
Like 3 a day, dude. I think the most I've ever done is like 1 podcast, which I recorded earlier in the week that I already had, finished. And then that'll release in the morning. And then maybe I'll have an unboxing for that night. That's the most I've ever done.
Right. And I think I did 2 today because I had 2 unboxings, one that I recorded yesterday and then one that I recorded today. So I'll do that. But I don't really have a set schedule, and I wish I could work from home and do that. Because if I could work from home, I would do a lot more videos.
Yeah, when I at one point my family told me not to go to the shop because my lung collapsed when I was 23, so they were really worried when this quarantine first started. Because in New York City, I mean, we had the highest number of cases, and it's just like I take the train every day. Like the 6 feet thing you can't
do that in a train.
Yeah, you can't, bro. You can't. So, but yeah, they were really worried. So for like, maybe I want to say a month and a half to 2 months, I just stayed home and I was like putting out reviews, like the what's dope about it, what's whack about it kind of reviews, which take me like 6 hours to make. I was just putting that up all the time. But now since I'm at work, Monday through Saturday, it's just much harder. So I've gone back to sort of the unboxing. It's in the 1 podcast a week. Have you ever thought about like doing anything like this long form video content? You're good at it.
Well, I mean, I've actually thought about, kind of the way you do yours, where you're in front of the camera, then you bring it to the desktop.
Yeah.
I've thought about that. I only have how you use my phone. So it's really the only thing to do.
I'll teach you everything I know, dude. You use KineMaster, I can teach you everything.
I'll see, and I'm so basic. I am so basic.
Yeah.
Well, and it's because I'll do the video, and then with KineMaster on the phone, I mean, I can just get that done like no time.
Yes, that's what I love about it. You just click and drag, just like you're on a computer. You just drag it with your finger, and that's it. Have you ever gone to Blade Show or anything like that?
Oh my gosh, no. I wanted to, but then Corona hit. So Blade Show was officially canceled. I don't know if you've heard that.
I know, yeah. People in this chat I was in, I think Scott is in that chat actually. They were like, oh, Blade Show is canceled, and people were like, I'm not surprised. And I forgot who said it. They were like, I wonder how the foreign exhibitors were going to get people to come in if Blade Show wasn't canceled. And then I was like, this is like a running joke. I always say, like, man, if Artisan Cutlery wanted me to get in a bikini and like pass out like small archeos, like I would, like if they would pay for my flight and like just so I could go to Blade Show. I'm like, right. Yeah, you know, Daily Carry Solutions is out there. He was like, you can stay at my crib. But yeah, man, I the reason why I ask is like, yeah, if the country ever opens up and I ever get myself to Blade Show and you go, like, I'll show you like a bunch of stuff on KindMaster, and you'd be like, oh my God, I could have done that the whole time.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm sure there's so many things that are so simple that I just don't do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like that whole thing with you know, you're talking first and then you come down, like that's very easy. Like I can show you. How did you make your intro? If you made it on KindMaster, or someone made it, or how'd you make that?
No, I think it was an app called Intro Maker or something like that.
Oh shit. That's what I do too, though. Like a lot of the cool effects that you see that I do in my videos is a combination of KindMaster and maybe another app. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I've been wanting to do like a logo and make an intro with a logo. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah. That's really what I want to do. I just haven't.
I still don't have mine, man. After 4 years, I don't have a logo yet. I'm trying to pin it down. I don't know if you listened to the Mild Mannered EDC podcast where I talked about the guy who made my logo. Yeah, and it was the Statue of Liberty. I was like laughing so hard. Can you imagine? that was my logo. No, it was Knives Knives' guy. Because you look at Knives Knives logo, it's a nice logo. Like you know who they are. Right? It's very clean. They got the green background. You know that that's Knives Knives. You just know it now, you know? But he said, it's an everyday city carry. And it's like,
right. Whenever you said that, I laughed out loud because I could see your reaction, but I actually think it'd be badass.
I mean, you know, like maybe for a different, like for me, I don't think it fits my personality.
Right.
Look, man, I love America. I would not want to live anywhere else. When people complain about what's going on here, and I'm just like, hey, I came from a third world country. I was born in 1981, and I didn't come to America until 1987. Trust me, it's far worse somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, yeah. And that's a great story. I like that you tell that story.
What, the eating the dog thing? You know what's so funny, right? When Shabazz was on,
so much better than dogs.
When Shabazz was on, right? And you know how he's like a vegetarian? And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a vegetarian. So when I had him on, we briefly talked about the weirdest things we've eaten. I didn't mention the dog thing because like I thought that it would, you know what I mean? Like it would ruffle some feathers. I just said like, yeah, I've eaten rabbit and some snake. And then somebody in my comment section was like, I love how you glanced over that and you didn't talk about eating your dog. Because that's not, you know, I mean, it's Nick Shabazz. I don't want him to, you know, he was like, I'm not into the whole, you know, the factory farming, like the slaughterhouse type thing. Dude, I'm not, look, man, like I love meat. If I could like go and hunt my own stuff and just eat elk like Joe Rogan, I totally would. There's no elk in New York City, man.
Yeah, I don't think you can really hunt elk in New York City, man.
Yeah, but there's like coyote sightings in the Bronx, bro. It's like wild, man. It's like nature. Really? Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Is there anything that you want to tell the people at home right now about your channel? Is there any upcoming things that you are looking forward to that you're gonna do, or any advice for people just getting into the hobby like yourself?
Well, as far as the viewers, I just first of all want to say thank you to everybody who watches my channel. I mean, because I never thought that anybody really would. I really appreciate everybody who watches. And as far as what I got coming up, it's just a bunch of – I really have been focusing more on knives, and I need to get into some gear because the channel is Knives and Gear, and I really have only done a little bit. I'm kind of a sensible prepper where I do have gear focused on, you know, being a little bit of a prepper. I'm not like a doomsday prepper or nothing like that. Yeah. I don't think the zombies are going to come, even though if the hardest part about the zombie apocalypse is going to be acting like I'm not excited.
Yeah.
So,
I have a
but
similar mindset, man, which is like I think every true EDCer just wants to be prepared for anything, you know?
yeah, it's just, in my opinion, it's just smart. I mean, like I said, nobody. I don't think that we're going to have any kind of apocalypse. I just like to be prepared. That's why I carry all the stuff. I mean, I carry so much stuff in my pocket. I do kind of an update EDC, but I carry so much stuff in my pocket just because I like to be prepared. Like, no, this little Victorinox nail clip.
Yeah.
It's a nail clipper, but it also has a toothpick and a pair of tweezers that I use all the time.
Wow. Yeah, I love the toothpick in the Swiss Army knives, man. I have 2 of them, and I use it all the time.
Right. And when you're talking about being prepared, it's not just for doomsday stuff. It's just for everyday things that come about. And I just like to be prepared.
Yeah, my best like you know, being prepared story that I've told this many times is like I carry the small Olight in a pocket sheath that I have in my pocket all the time, right? And I rode the train, right? Like I told you about before, crazy story. I take 2 trains to get to work every day. It's about an hour, 15 minutes to get to work. I had to pee so bad one morning, right? I'm opening the shop. I'm like jiggling the keys, you know, getting in there. I get in the bathroom and I whip my hog out. I'm about to pee into the thing. Lights shut off, dude. The lights just die in the bathroom. I can't see anything. I'm not about to pee everywhere. So I have to like hold on and like get the sheet out, turn on the Olight. I put it on the sink, and then like, you know, I can see everything, and I don't pee all over the toilet. And then, you know, in my head, I'm just like, you know, EDC 1, life 0.
Right. Hey man, you never know. I mean, especially a flashlight. If people out there don't carry a flashlight, you just don't know how useful that thing is.
It's so useful
until you start carrying it.
Yeah.
Which now I know with that story what you use the tweezers for.
Oh shit! Hey, that's a stereotype. That's not real. I'm a Filipino. I'm part Spanish.
Sorry, the bottle's gone now. I can't help it.
What was I gonna say? Oh, you know what? Back to Going Gear, by the way. I know that I saw that. It's funny because another buddy of mine, Crispy Things, reviews wallets mostly, and like vinyl figures, but he also does EDC. Big channel, like 20,000 subs. He reviewed the Going Gear for this month, and it had that pen tool thing that you were talking about. How long have you been a member of that? And like, is it worth it? How much is it?
It's $60 a month.
Yeah. What do you get?
And, let's see. How long have I been here? I think I've gotten. It's been 3 to 4 months that I've been a member, maybe longer than that. But it's been a great experience. I've actually had I've had a couple of survival subscription boxes that I just haven't really been excited about, but they were more expensive. This one's $60 a month, and I've been pretty satisfied with it. They're great people over there because I do talk to them. I don't make any money. I'm not affiliated with Going Gear at all. But, I just get their subscription boxes, and I really like it. And of course, I do a giveaway every month. And a lot of the times, some of that gear that comes in that EDC subscription box is stuff that I give back to my viewers for doing that. So,
did you get that like Rogan pry bar?
I did.
Yeah, I saw that in my friend's video, and I was like, "What the fuck? That's so cool!"
Right. I've never heard of them, but then Scott over at Big Boy Knife and Gear, he sent me a picture. He's got like their whole set. They've got a whole huge amount of tools.
Whoa.
And I didn't even know they existed.
What's the coolest thing you've got from Going Gear?
Man, I tell you, I've gotten quite a few really cool knives. I got this Dango wallet.
Oh, they put that in there?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh man, yeah, this thing is super sweet. And then I got the my new flashlight is the Rovi Von A5. This little bitty flashlight. Oh, and this thing is so cool. I used to carry a Streamlight Micro, which I still love the lights, but I got this in the subscription box, and now I carry it every single day.
Dude, I'm gonna get on this. You've convinced me. Yo, Going Gear, you should sponsor him. Because now I'm gonna talk about your stuff too. For like 60, that's pretty good. How many items do you usually get a month? Like, is it like 1 or 2, like 3? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, so it's between 2 and 3 almost every month is what you get. But the prices, you know, I do research and try to find out how much I can actually pay for this.
Yes.
And you do get more value. You know, you pay $60 a month, and so it's obviously a lot more value for that, paying that price, than buying it individually. And it's just fun. It's like Christmas every month for me.
Yes. Yes.
So,
dude, I think I'm gonna do that, man, because my buddy did the same thing. He you know, searched while he was doing the video, he searched like how much the Rogan like tool. I don't even know what it's called. It's called a spade, right?
spade tool, yeah.
Yeah, the Rogan spade, and then the other one, the Minich. That's what it's called. Like,
I struggle with that name.
Minich. You know what I mean? It's like what you were talking about before with the tweezers. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm just. Yeah, man, that is my strength, yo. Is that I can diss myself. That's how comedy works, you know. You got have a little bit of a self-deprecation, you know.
Right.
That's kind of what I love doing the most, dude. You've been a great guest, man. You can be on here anytime you want. This is really awesome. You're actually the first guest that drank with me like the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you drank a lot. So
it's gone.
Yeah,
guys,
I'm gonna drink some more. I'm gonna play some games after this. Dude, we did an hour. It was amazing. Thank you for being so patient and like waiting the whole time. I wonder if you were thinking like, oh shit, is he gonna cancel on me? I was like,
oh no, not at all.
That. I've never been that late. I've been late like maybe once. But it was, again, it's because of these crazy trains, man.
Right.
Because of these crazy trains. What do you want to say to the people before we close off the show here?
I mean, really, all I want to say is thank you to everybody. Everybody who has subscribed to my channel, who just comes to my channel just for one video, and then all the guys who have helped me out, mainly Scott at Big Boy Knife and Gear and Jake from Bearded Gear. Those two guys have been so awesome. It's just amazing. And the whole community has as well. But those two guys especially are the reason that I'm here. So I really just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to those two gentlemen and everybody who decides to click on my videos. You
heard that right, guys. You all should follow Kyle at DTOM. What's the full name? It's like Knife and Gear, or? Yeah, DTOM Knives and Gear. DTOM Knives and Gear. I'm gonna put I would have already flashed the name on the screen. I'm gonna put your Instagram. I'm gonna put your links at the description. This is your boy in the NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP saying peace. Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.